Wiggity, 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 whack! We're back! Stay tuned, guys. We got a good episode for you.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Wiggity, 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 whack! We're back! Stay tuned. We got a good episode for you.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
And the lights are going. There we go. Perfect song for the perfect episode. What's up, guys? And welcome to episode 11. As we discussed, Heart is the Loneliest Hunter. I'm your host, Paulina Aguilar. You guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. Please welcome my lovely co-host.
What's up, guys? Excited to talk about this episode with you tonight. My name is Jenna Bussiere. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. What a super episode we have tonight. Can't wait to dive into it. And you can find me all over at Pamela Gross Jill.
What's going on, everyone? David, find me at Twitter at DPR Christopher and Instagram at David Punkrock Christopher.
All right, let's jump right into this because we've got a few things
let's
to talk
jump
about.
right into this.
Jump right into this.
Like
She's on it tonight.
Okay, well, this is a big episode for Hunter. I mean, obviously Nelson goes through some issues, but Hunter, poor thing, I feel bad. He started off the episode with a breakup with his girlfriend.
And how ridiculous was that scene? I feel like it happened so quickly. You go from him, I love you so much, I miss you so much. She never really responds. Long story short, I think his girlfriend just sucks because he's going on this show, let him compete, and then he'll be back in 2 months. Like, you can wait 2 months without him, and he might bring some money back, so maybe you should just wait it out.
I mean, I don't know how long they were together. Maybe it wasn't that long and he was into it and she wasn't. I don't know their situation. Yeah. So, I mean, that sucks. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but that sucks.
No, it was super weird because he was like, I love you. I can't hardly sleep for thinking of you. He was like spewing Romeo and Juliet.
Wanted to marry her.
And she was like, oh. And then she said, at first she's like, what? You tried to keep me hidden. So she made it sound like he wasn't going to talk about her when he went there. But then he was like, I've been telling everyone I want to marry you. I want to marry you when I get back. I'm curious to know how long they've been together because that is some cold stuff. Would you ever break up with someone when they're across the country in a competition?
Yeah,
that's so low.
Yeah, that sucks. I have experience with a really crappy girlfriend, so I know what that's like. That sucks. And it's fairly recent,
for you.
So I feel you, Hunter. But yeah, that
What's
sucks.
What's your name? Put her on blast.
Yeah, everyone, aw.
She's on TV right now, so I can't do that.
Oh.
That would be bad.
But do you think Hunter's response of crying is really cute and vulnerable, or is it embarrassing?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little both.
I think if my ex cried if we broke up, I'd be like, okay, you felt something, you know? Like, I know you really had some feelings there. And then if he did it and went off to another girl, I'd be like, wow, really? Like, you really just did. I don't know, but I don't really like to see guys cry.
Because, I mean, he let it out. It wasn't just I'm so sad. You can see his eyes starting to water a little bit. Like, those were some waterworks.
Yeah, what is the feeling on that from the ladies about a man crying? How do you? I mean, is that like a total just like deal breaker, or is that like attractive? Like
in general. Okay, I think Hunter is like a living country song. Like, I worked hard all day. Really so it makes sense. Like, she broke my heart when I was away. It totally works. So he's so extreme. Exactly.
Right,
and everything, it's like, I'll kick your ass. You're my boy. I love you. I'll die fighting. Everything he does is so intense. Like, God and country and love. You know, he's just real
and
intense.
And love,
baby. He loved her. So he's never heard of her before, but now he's broken down. He's a shell of a man. He's just this. So with him, it was just sort of in character. If, like, which also in ridiculoso, like a Yosemite Sam crying over so so it was sort of sweet because he's Hunter. And again, like Derek, those mushes, if it was him, I think it would be sweet. It'd be a little weird if like Dario started crying. I mean, like
right, no, you have a
So
point.
it's
But
just
honestly,
like
that
on
stereotype of a tough guy softening up. Like when we saw CT respond and fall in love with Diem on TV, I mean, if you were a girl and you didn't automatically just your heart sink into your stomach, then
Well,
what do
their
you feel?
story is also a lot different than Hunter and his girlfriend.
Right.
Oh, I
too.
know.
Right.
I'm saying if you saw a man that is so tough and strong all the time, like a CT, break down and start crying, you would probably find that cute and attractive. But if this was a common occurrence of a guy and all he did was cry all the time about things
Yeah,
like
I'm
this,
gonna have to-
about breakup after breakup, or oh, this girl doesn't like me, then it's not a good look.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
God.
Like,
David's
I
taking
don't,
notes.
right?
I mean,
got
no,
it.
I've had a similar situation, because I've always felt that way too. It's very hard for me to see a man cry and personally to cry, and that was an issue that I've had. So for that, it's like, yeah, that's why I'm honestly curious about that. I'm like,
Yeah.
how does that work for you ladies? Like,
it
you know what I mean?
depends.
I think
on
it's
the
just
guy.
like if you're gonna cry like and throw a tantrum like a child, it's not cute. But I mean, if
Right.
you're sad because you lost someone, or and there's a circumstance for it, like by all means you're sad. You're sad. Like your dog died.
Yeah.
I'd understand. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be sad too.
Yeah.
You know,
It just
but
seems
it's like I don't know. Just
It seems so sad and such a bad look for him in that moment because his girlfriend clearly didn't have the same type of feelings for him.
okay. Now, would it have been different? Would you view it different? Say if it was a
it was
girl.
a girl.
I mean, because
course.
everyone's kind of
Yes.
like
You would go easier
because
on
if
the
a
girl. You would. It's
If a girl was
stereotype.
trying-
It's just-
even
Of
our
course.
engineer was like, yes,
Yes.
No, even when like say it was Jenna, you're like, oh, Zach is such an a-hole and he's so bad for you. You can do so much better. No one, we didn't say that about Hunter, and I haven't, seen anybody say that about Hunter.
Uh-huh.
yet. So I mean, I think it is one of those double
No.
standards.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
True,
absolutely
yeah.
a double standard.
Absolutely. And I'm glad Hunter's breaking that down. And like any good country song, I hope he wins the $1 million and gives that girl a for what? Oh, what for? And goes by and, says you could have had
Well,
this.
that's
kicks
always
an
the
empty
best.
Natty Bow
Always
in
the
her house,
best.
whatever.
Be successful.
I
That's
love
it,
Pam
yeah.
so much right now. Can you just do the whole show by yourself
Really?
in a country
Sing a whole
accent,
country song.
please?
Yeah, but but yeah, it really depends on the guy. Like to sort of conclude that Hunter, it sort of works because he's extreme. If CT did, it's like so contradictory that it's sweet. If there was just a whiny little dude, it might not be as adorable.
Right.
But
I think it depends on the fans too. You guys have your favorite players on the show, as do we. So if you like someone like Derek and you're like, oh, you're crying, I feel it for you, and then it's someone that you don't like, you're like, get over it. You
Right.
know? So everyone
Yeah.
depends on who you like.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Very true.
All right, let's
Yeah.
move on to Saved by the Bell, and it's not my favorite talk show that we're talking. My favorite show that we're talking about.
love
I
that
wish we
show.
were talking about Saved by the Bell.
Ace
But
Slater
the
action.
game, I liked it. I don't know. Are you guys afraid of heights? Like, would that have been a real challenge for you guys?
I don't like to think that that is my biggest fear or that I'm necessarily afraid of heights, but if I'm put at a very high height, I'm probably gonna be scared. I'm gonna be shaking in the knees a little bit. But that wasn't that crazy. I don't feel like that was that high was the problem. I guess it was just jumping and the fear of falling into water. So if you're somebody like Leroy, that's terrifying for you. But I think everybody else was able to kind of handle that, and the height really wasn't like an element to the challenge as much as balancing
It
and
seemed
bouncing.
like the space between each bell wasn't that far. I thought it was really high. I thought the opposite. I don't know, but that's just, we're watching from a TV. We're not actually
Right,
there,
yeah.
so-
Can't
I think
actually
my
tell.
comfort would be that the fact that there's water below. I think, some people that might freak them out, but I think that would kind of relax me a little bit more. Saying, hey, I'm not going to take a fall
Well,
into
where
a
else are you
tree
gonna
or
fall
cement
on?
Or I'm not going to I'm not in a mountain, and zip lining or something. I'm just going to fall randomly.
Well, they've
It's like,
done
you're in the water.
challenges on tall
Right, like,
skyscrapers
yeah,
before, just being
exactly.
harnessed. And then, sure, you're harnessed, but if you fall, you're looking down at a city below you instead of
Right.
falling into
Pavement.
water. It's a little bit more.
I mean, if you're high enough and you hit that water hard enough,
still
they
gonna
say
hurt,
it's
right.
like
Yeah.
pavement.
Oh,
the
yeah.
water.
Just mentally, it just puts me at ease. It's only water. Just water.
I actually am with you. If I had to do it even with the harness above that, I'd be terrified. Either way, I'd be terrified. This one, I don't know. I guess I do have I would not have, this doesn't look, this looked scary to me. This looked
I
scary.
was thinking the whole time that I would have loved to do that for fun on
really?
vacation. Yes.
No, not me.
Yeah.
Try it out. It looks fun. It's adventurous.
Well, let's talk about Anissa a little bit because I feel like she
Okay.
kind of screwed herself twice over Veronica. She didn't pick her as a captain to kind of have the leader role,
Yeah.
but she also didn't pick her as her teammate. I mean, I would be pissed too. They go way back. They seem to be good friends in the house. So, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Right. I think that she was in the wrong because she ended up screwing her so much that she is definitely in the double cross. And if you didn't want her on your team, there was no harm in picking her as a captain because
Yeah, you win.
she's not on your team if you think she's going to hold you back, but you're also not completely backstabbing her by throwing her in. But Anissa, that wasn't her intention. She didn't mean to.
I
so
agree.
I think
at
she
the
forgot,
same time,
to be honest.
you can't. Yeah, honestly,
She forgot. I just think she wasn't thinking about every little option, every little situation, and she got screwed.
I agree with everything you just said. I think that Anissa and Veronica on a team, not a great matchup as the two girls on a team. Nothing to lose by putting her as a captain, giving her that shout out so she's not last one picked. This is a height as we saw with Jenna is an advantage. She literally stepped from the last one onto it because of those long legs. And Brittany, since when is like that's what was so weird. It's not. I would buy the just forgot because I just picked someone, but
yeah.
what on earth is her relationship with Brittany?
I think she just picked her out of who do I see the weakest girl in a weird sense because I guess you want to compete against who you think you have a good chance against beating. If that makes sense. She just kind of
Sort
threw
of.
out because she doesn't have an alliance with Brittany per se, but she also doesn't hate her openly.
Right.
Like she
I
kind of
also
had some
don't
conflict
put
with the other
Anissa
girls.
at the top of my list of the most athletic girls there, though.
Not at all.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. So
No.
I'm like, when you're saying like who is a good competition to me, I'm thinking of the bottom of the totem pole.
Right, but in picking the captains, maybe she didn't have a strategy at that point. She wasn't thinking, oh, Veronica's going to be picked last. She just thought, I don't want her on my team. Maybe making her a captain. I don't hate her. Like maybe that's
Yeah,
the
but how
logic.
much
Yeah.
does that suck? You're not going to want to work with her anymore because I can guarantee you, Kayla and Jenna wouldn't have made that decision. Hunter and Nelson wouldn't have made that decision. You know, it's just kind of like, well, I thought you're supposed to have my back. You know, and there's that friend camaraderie.
And that's a really good
Yes.
point that's something that was never addressed on the episode. We never saw Veronica approach Anissa or Anissa kind of apologize or explain anything to her. We didn't see
Yeah,
For a
anything
second,
after
we
that.
did.
So.
For a second, well,
oh, we did?
that real quick one, we saw Veronica when she picked Brittany being like, okay, like now I'm wondering if I'm going to be last. She just wasn't saying, oh, I'm pissed at Anissa for not picking me as captain. She was just going, shoot, now I'm wondering if I'm going to be the last one.
Oh yeah, we saw each of them kind of explain their situation and
But
feeling into the
really-
camera. Yeah, but we didn't see a confrontation
No,
between
you're right.
either of
And
them.
then we did see
either.
though Anissa. I think they both, when she realized, which I think
Yeah,
you touched
and she
on,
was embarrassed
it was like,
and-
shoot, oh my god, am I screwing Veronica?
Yeah.
Like she didn't. I agree. She didn't intend to. But it was just a weird bonehead move to pick Brittany. Sure, she should have picked Veronica.
What about Dario? Because I don't think Dario's a bad player. I think I would have put somebody else under that.
I can't tell. How do you know? He hasn't done anything.
Right.
this
I mean,
season.
she's just like hanging
Maybe
on the
not
back,
this
like,
season,
just
just
chilling.
maybe over previous seasons, I guess is what I'm thinking overall. Like I probably would have put Tony, to be honest, because I don't know.
He's
doesn't
proved. Tony has proven to be bad. Dario hasn't proven to be anything really.
Put
You
Yeah,
know?
but I'd
what?
rather take you haven't proven either or over you've already proven me bad.
No, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. I'm
Okay.
agreeing with you. I'm
Okay.
saying yes because Tony has actually proven
He's
to
mentally
be.
not prepared. He's just. It doesn't seem very coordinated. I don't know. I mean, he won the last one, which was trivia.
I just
so-
love that people are gonna keep thinking that he's better than he is, and he's just gonna keep continuing to fall off of platforms and underperform, and people are still gonna give him a shot and say that
Wait,
he's
is this
good
about
for
Tony
some
right now?
reason.
Yeah.
All right, here we go again in the chat. You guys are gonna get
Come on,
annihilated,
Tony
dude.
lovers,
Yeah, the Tony.
bring on no. Well, Tony, getting to that, Tony literally went like this. Oops, like he could have walked to the one. He fell off really quickly. It was embarrassing.
So, if you were in that situation, who would you have picked first if you were
As
one
a-
of the team captains? That's what I was wondering, because it is hard.
That's a fun game. Okay. Like if we were the 4
I
team
think
captains.
Bananas is a good way to go. I know he didn't do well today, but I would rather have him on my team than against me. As Taro, as sneaky guy that he is, I would rather. I know he wants to win.
Yes.
I think that my instinct is always CT first. Every challenge,
Yeah,
no
I
matter
think
what.
so.
But he is getting a little bit more of that dad bod life, and he's getting older. And
Look,
his size
wise.
on this
He won.
one,
He's wise.
right? So he proved it to me again, as if he needs to. He's amazing. He's the best competitor of challenge history. Well, one of them. But his size concerned me at first when I was thinking if I would pick him first, because he doesn't seem as agile or as a Jordan or as quick, able
Well,
to make
that's-
those jumps.
that's
And
a good
Jordan was
point.
a great call.
Yeah, that's the other point I was going to make, is that this wasn't based off of who's the, tall, but like who's the strongest and lifts a wall or something like that. It was based off agility.
Right.
And it's always the little guys, it's always the little people that have the agility, and they are good picks.
Was that true, Paulina?
I am very fast and quick, I must say. Yes, I am.
Look,
Thank
Cheryl
you.
Lynn in the group in the live chat, CT and his dad Bob would have been my first pick.
Yeah.
We're with you. I agree. It's hard to answer that now because we have, you know what I mean? Because we know. So now I'm like, oh, Derek or Jordan. But I think that's because I know. So
Yeah, you gotta,
Bananas,
analyze
as much as
and-
is a solid choice typically. He's got drive. He usually wants to win. So as much as he's not my favorite, I think him. And I do think Jenna in this, her height having legs that could literally reach from bell to bell
Yeah.
was certainly a benefit.
Spider legs.
Yeah,
David, what girl you
Spider
got?
legs.
David?
Probably roll with Jenna. Probably go with Jenna.
It's in the name. We're
I
really
thought
good
Cara
at
was
it.
going to be get further.
I was surprised too.
Nope, guess not.
And Camilla, I was surprised about her too, that she didn't. The only girl to make it across was Jenna.
Was Jenna. Yeah. We had some bad representation from the girls in this challenge.
Well, how about Jordan
Didn't do
and
too
his
hot.
little sneaky ways, lying to Camilla about
my
that?
gosh.
I mean, you have to be really, really gullible or dumb to believe that he's actually going to help
Right.
you. And Camilla, as a veteran, should know that. I mean, I wouldn't trust it at all. He's not on your team.
I can't
Right.
believe.
How
that
dumb
he
is
did
that?
That was a bonehead move by Camilla.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is your hand. I'm gonna help you and pretend that I tried.
Especially
Like,
Jordan
no.
too. Jordan has been known to be the most honest player of the game. I mean, it's the dirty 30. Everybody in this game is dirty for a reason. Just don't trust somebody that you're playing against.
I was just
Common sense.
Just plain and simple, we're on opposing teams. Why would you even consider that?
That was whack.
No one was
Most
thinking in
things.
this game.
Well, if Camilla thought that she was forgiven for the whole Leroy incident, clearly
And
this is proven that she is not.
I
Reach
mean,
your hand
the
out,
show
let her go.
must continue.
Yes.
So I don't think they're gonna play that out for
I think she
the
was
rest
feeling
of the
vulnerable.
season.
Oh, does somebody want to reach their hand out for me? Do they forgive me? Straight in the water.
Uh oh.
Well, we have Hunter and his team winning this one. Now let's go. Did they go out yet? After that?
After that,
After
they
that,
did.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, right. And then now we have
Okay.
the rift between Kayla and Hunter over at the bar.
Talk about a burn too. Cut
He
deep.
was letting
Cut it,
everything
yeah.
out. He was like, whew, whew, like taking shots and just emptying his gun. And he was just like, here you go. Here's all of it. He did not hold back. He went for it.
But I mean, she set him off. She was kind of popping off a little bit more, and you can tell that triggered him. And then
Kayla?
yeah.
Well,
and he
Well,
was
that
kind of
was
like,
out of nowhere, though. Hunter
Yeah.
was like, hey, I got to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. Not even, hey, can I talk to you?
You know
It
what I
was-
think this was, and I noticed it, and I may be wrong, but it honestly looked like Hunter approached the situation kind of flirty. Like, he came over to Kayla with kind of a smirk and said, oh, see, you think my voice is so annoying. Well, didn't it help you out today? Like, it seemed like he was kind of doing it in almost a jokey, friendly, flirtatious way, and then Kayla snapped because, as you saw before they went out, her anger was building up, and she was waiting for this fight to happen. She kept saying something crazy is going to go down tonight. Hunter keeps running his mouth. She went into a night of alcohol already hating Hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna say
so
that.
the
Then you already
second
mixed
he
alcohol.
walks over, you're done, no matter what's coming
Kayla
out of
didn't
your mouth.
seem like she was drinking or like, drunk and tipsy and shit talking the way that everybody else was. 'Cause you can tell Hunter was like, I just got broken up with. I just won.
Oh, he
I'm going
was
to
a mess,
celebrate.
yeah,
I'm going to
he
be
was,
heartbroken.
yeah.
I'm going to drink everything. And it just went.
Honestly,
And
it was
he
a
just shit
really
it all
good
out.
fight to watch.
It was.
In both sides, I was like,
That was
ooh,
awesome.
who's right?
Ooh.
Who's wrong? That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, but you know when the girls are like, when he goes, oh yeah, Corey chose
Yeah,
Camilla
he
over
cut-
you,
he-
and then
Oh, I
once
won.
the girl is like, oh, what? What are you
Right,
talking
that's when
about?
it's like,
Okay,
you're done,
whatever.
tap.
And they don't have a
Right.
comeback.
Right.
You
Mic
know
drop.
that it's true, and
Mic
you're kind of
drop.
like, ugh, I don't
Yeah.
admit it.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
he knew. He was just like she set him off, and he was like, okay. And he just,
Right.
Also, how Pot calling the kettle black, Hunter, you're calling out Kayla for crying because Corey hooked up with another girl when you were just hysterically crying about your own relationship.
hey, I thought we said that was manly. What happened?
Yes. Well, I have a question for y'all. So, Kayla in her, like, to the camera was saying, like, so he liked me and I didn't like him and that's what started all this. Is that her retelling of history or is that real? Do you guys remember
I
that?
could believe if that happened. I don't think that happened during the season. That probably happened off air. I think there's more than to what we're seeing, because if someone says, I don't like your voice,
There's a
I
reason.
really don't care if you like and that doesn't hurt my feelings. Like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's
Well-
it's not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm gonna take it seriously and we're not gonna be friends and I'm gonna hate you for it because you said that. No.
It's when you have feelings for that person that it embarrasses you and you get upset by it. So obviously Hunter cares enough about Kayla and her opinion that just her disliking his voice like hits home for him, you know?
Or
That's why
there's
he's
something
upset.
deeper and something else happened.
Well, he
So
got
I don't know.
dumped.
I mean,
also he was, you know,
Right.
kids, hurt people hurt. You know, when you're really sad, people lash out. You want to
Yeah.
hurt someone else. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Right.
heartbroken. I'm going to make you feel crappy.
But like I say though, when
That's
there's
what he
that
did.
when there's that tension there between two people like that, there's
Eh.
it's a reason
It
why
may
there's
be.
that tension there.
Do you think
Maybe,
it was
but-
right of Hunter to say to Kayla, you didn't perform today.
No.
You're lucky that, you
No.
know, I carried you.
No.
No.
No, he was out of his mind. He was I don't love Kayla, so I don't mind him being kind of crap to her. But no, she did not deserve that. I don't think. I mean, we did see her in the house, like, and I do hate him. And I can't stand the sound of his voice. And he gets cocky. You know,
We should ask what Brittany thinks. You know,
Ha ha ha. For that was great.
She's going to run out of tape
Yeah.
again.
right? Right.
That was awesome. That was great. The Brittany commentary.
I mean,
I didn't realize she hated her that much.
Me
That's
neither.
there's so
She's
much
like, "I'll
that
keep
goes on
going."
with Kayla that we don't see because all of the girls dislike her and so much is said about her. But honestly, I don't think we
I
see
like
enough
her.
of her to see her being mean to people. Like, she's never really in the confessional interviews talking crap about people. She's never really in a situation where she's confronting people on the show. So I don't know. People just really don't like her.
Yeah, she seems like she's not particularly nice. Like, I don't think she's mean and starts stuff or is devious. I just think she's probably one of those people, from what it seems like, that she likes Jenna. She doesn't care about anyone else. She doesn't make any effort to be nice, which when you're living in a house.
Well, I think it's.
Comes
I
off as
think
rude.
also from what we see is we see her pop off so much because people keep going after her. So I don't think she initiates it. I just think that she might be just the type of person that women hate. Some people have that. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I mean, I'm a fan of her. I don't.
I mean,
I've
that
always
does happen.
liked
Yeah,
her
that
too,
happens,
and the fact that everybody's going at her is making me double back and think, what
Yeah.
is she doing that people are causing her?
Well, there's always two reasons for hate like that. I mean, if she hasn't done anything, but it's always either one, it's you're viewed as a threat, so that's why, or jealousy. So it's got to be one or both. You know what I mean? That's just
Or
my
you
theory.
suck at life and no one wants to be friends
Or
with
that.
you.
Like I said,
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're
if
Well, I know
personally-
your feelings.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I'm not saying that about Kayla, perhaps, but every time I've disliked someone, it's not because either I feel that they're a competition or I'm jealous. In
Well, no,
life,
that's what I'm
there's-
saying. Yeah, unless she's
Even
done
in this
something.
scenario,
Right.
she seems like she rubs people the wrong way. Like, she just doesn't seem very likable. That's how I feel. It doesn't. I could be proven wrong, but that's sort of what Brittany, who I've never liked more, with her talking about it, said. I've tried to smile at her. She won't look me in the eye. I think she's not necessarily on purpose, kind of bitchy. She might be just reserved or unaware. I'm not saying she goes out to be mean, but I could see her being kind of jerky. to
People just kind of
people.
take
But
the
she's
wrong,
also
get the wrong
friends
impression.
with Jenna, who is the nicest person ever. So I don't.
Because
I mean,
they
to be
good
think
point, yeah.
their description of why they're friends is she's pretty. And she's good at. It's like they're like
I
fourth
think it
graders
goes.
with crushes
I
on
think
each
it goes
other.
much deeper than that.
I
now,
really
at
don't. I
least.
think that their friendship is like, we're both pretty, we get along, like we're not particularly
They share
gamey
underwear,
or
apparently.
particularly
Kayla has a
athletic.
lot more behind her than
Yes.
just
Really?
looks. Yes,
I think
she
so.
oh my god, she's very athletic.
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah, but I mean,
holds her ground.
inside.
She's on the defense. She has her valid points. She can go at anybody else. She's
Well, according to Hunter, she
confrontational.
has no depth.
Wait, hold
I
on.
am
Hold,
kind of
hold
with
on
Hunter.
though. Wait, why is it not okay to be friends with someone just because of their looks?
It is. I'm just saying, I really kind of truly feel that they're like, if Kayla got in a car accident and had a mangled face, I don't know that they would remain friends.
Ouch.
I mean, honestly, I
Wow,
feel like
Pam.
I'm not saying that in a harsh way. There's some couples that you feel like you like they help each other out. It's fun. They're cool. It's like junior high friends. If someone, like you think they're cool
Yeah,
and
sure.
pretty. Okay. I'm not saying Jenna's a horrible. Forget it. This is getting
No,
taken.
no.
I don't mean Jenna's
No, get your point
shallow,
across.
or
No.
that even Kayla shallow. I think it's a very surface friendship.
Okay, that's a nice way of saying it.
Yes,
Surface friendship.
that's
That's a good
exactly-
word for it.
I do like something that Kayla tweeted out. She said, "I'm not watching tonight, but I heard that Brittany Nicole went in on me. I never talked SHIT about her in my interviews because I forgot she was there."
Yeah,
And I
that's-
just thought that
that's-
was a really funny way to approach
That's a
it.
good
Like, I don't
burn.
have anything to talk about you because you don't exist to me type of thing.
I also would have watched
thing.
the show though, so I can have proof at the reunion and be like, no, you said this, you said that, you said that, and I
Well,
could
it's
have ammo and
past.
put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
It's past the reunion.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
That's a
saying I
good way to
probably would
dismiss
have-
the haters, though. Like, there you are talking about me, but I don't talk about you because you honestly don't exist.
Just don't
to
acknowledge
me.
it. That's always
Yeah.
the best way.
Yeah.
right?
Again, I don't hate. This got turned into. I just don't care for her, and I can sort of see why other people wouldn't. I don't hate her. I just don't know her as well as. Again, like you said, we don't see her fighting, but it seems like she's rubbing everyone the wrong way, even except for Jenna. So it's like,
What's going on?
what's going on there?
Well, Derek didn't know what was going on when Nelson came at him either. So let's talk about that
oh,
because Nelson, I know, right? You like that?
I
huh?
like that.
Nelson, I mean, he pulled a Camilla. That's like, going to be my new thing now. Everyone's just pulling Camillas because he's drinking. He's a little intoxicated.
Yep.
He's minding his own business, and he's talking in a general sense, the same way that the guys were when Camilla
Yep.
came into the room. And Derek was kind of listening. He didn't say anything directly about Derek or anything like at all. And Derek was kind of just hanging back, like, what are you talking about? What's going on? Like, he wasn't on the defense right away at all.
Yeah, no, I feel like Derek was just right outside of the room, hanging out, and he saw Nelson basically asking anybody for a fight. Nelson
Right.
is almost like
Right.
doing circles, jumping around, ready to punch the wall if no one said anything to him. So Derek just gives him a, "What are you talking about?" That's all he needed, running into Derek's face and exploded.
I feel bad for Derek. I really do. Like watching, I was like, man, that sucks. Like it's just wrong place, wrong time. Like it was one of those things, the guy was just looking for a fight. Just personally, I just a punk move. Obviously, he's been drinking, and hats off to Derek though too for just kind of keeping his cool. I mean, guys pushing you, puts his hands on you. Yeah, that's his experience. He's a veteran. So yeah, that's hard to do. That's very hard to do. So hats off to D, and that sucks, man. Yeah, but that was just a bad situation to be in. Just kind of hanging out.
Well, I think that whole talk that Hunter was preaching to him earlier, like, hey, whatever boy you pick, I got you. But when your boy's in a fight,
Right, what was up
you
with
ain't
that?
nowhere to be found.
Right. He's, I got you. Who do you want to roll on? Blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden,
He's just
where'd he
sitting
go?
there.
Where-
He's
what
like
happened,
in a
dude?
daze. Maybe it's alcohol. I have no idea.
Seriously,
Well,
I think so because his eyes went into the back of his head. He seriously was just glazed over,
Yep.
had no idea what was happening in that second.
Hunter tweeted at Nelly T, at MTV Nelly T, "I let you down, and for that I will forever be sorry. I wish I could go back in time. I'm truly sorry. I am at a loss for words." And Nelson tweeted back saying, "Brother, don't be sorry. I take full responsibility for my own actions. We live, we learn, and we grow from our mistakes."
Wait, Tony, can we
Bromance.
get a little guitar strum and can you reread
The violin.
Can you read a little twangy, a little country twang? And can we reread
Make it into a
Hunter's
song?
"My brother, I wasn't there for you that night. I should have been there when you got in a fight. I tried to come for you, you're my boo, but I drank too much beer and I wasn't there, but you're in my heart like
look
a
at
country
that.
song." Yeah, something like we could just sing his tweet.
That's
too.
number one here.
Yeah, like,
That's the best country
Ah.
song I've heard in a while.
just got to rhyme.
You didn't even mention cut off jeans and Bud Lights or anything.
Oh my
so
God.
this is
That's
already
great.
like a
Next-
platinum
next
country
album.
song.
That's
That's
That's a
crazy.
new hit.
But I think the
yeah.
biggest thing is that Nelson then is crying crazy wolf in the bathroom, saying, I was just going to sleep.
I'm in my
I was about to be
pajamas."
sleeping. Derek came running at me. He came
That's
at
the
me.
alcohol. I truly believe that's the alcohol.
He's
I
clearly
mean, maybe
delusional.
I just have alcoholic friends and I see it too much, so I recognize it. But I mean, I genuinely believe that's the alcohol, as far as like you're in denial that you started something and you put it on the other person.
Yeah, that's
And then-
entirely delusional. Like, it's like, what did you?
Yeah. And everyone has different, like, in his brain, it probably went down that way. Like, I was in my bedroom talking to my friend, and there's Derek in my face. It's like, well, you went outside and pushed him. That's how he got
And
in your
maybe
face.
he blacked that part out. I don't know. I mean, you don't know until you see the tape back.
That's
The
what,
tapes.
again.
The tapes have
The
everything,
tape back.
Nelson.
Check the-
Yeah, it's pulled to Camilla, and remember, guys, just because you're in your pajamas doesn't mean you're invisible. It's like the equivalent of because you're in the back of the bus. Like, in your room doesn't mean there's not cameras on you. Like, we can
Right.
see what happened.
And
Well,
then Hunter goes around trying to politic for him and say he's so sorry, he really didn't mean it, he said he's upset, he said he's sorry. It doesn't matter if you're sorry, you threw a punch. That's never mattered if you felt... It matters in your character, yes, but that's not going to take back the fact that you threw a punch and you're getting kicked off the show. As if
Right.
Hunter's trying to make everything go away.
I think it's a bit of a nonsense. It's BS when you're like, hey, bro, this saved my fight, but I'm going to come and apologize for my boy. Like, if it's not your fight, then don't apologize. Don't get
Yeah.
involved.
And
Pick one.
I was surprised that during their deliberation about who to send in, none of them considered Nelson would be sent home. Like, those are the rules. If you punch someone in the face, you go home. Hunter was acting like it was up to Derek to decide. Like, oh, if Derek forgives him, right?
No, I think-
it's like that's not Derek's decision, and
No.
you go home. Like, they
An
should've-
apology is not going to save him, but at the same time, they only showed Tori's face when they said Nelson was going home. So I think that none of them were shocked except for Tori. It's her first season.
Okay, is that what it
Her
is?
jaw fell to the floor. That was the only editing that they showed of
Right.
just Tori being shocked.
Because I was like, what's with the big surprise?
I don't know what
He
happens
punched
on Are
someone
You
in
the One?
face.
Exactly. You knew that Nelson was going home, rightfully so. He should have. That
Right.
was
That's
the right
from day
decision.
one. Yeah.
But
Right.
I don't think anybody was shocked by that except for Tori. who-
Right, okay,
maybe she's
Tori.
never watched the challenge before.
I guess, or they didn't give her the rule book or something.
Right.
Like, yeah, like Jordan insulted Jemmy. That was a big one. Tony insulted Cara Maria. That was a big one. Camilla-nated. That was a big one. But this was our first, like,
Well, you can insult all
Punches
you
the
want,
round.
I guess, on MTV, and it's fine.
right.
Well, there's a lot of fights this season, though. I mean, this isn't the first. Obviously, this is not the first fight to have people go home.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
No, I'm just actually glad they sent him home. Because last season on The Real World, there was an issue and that involved two ladies, and they had put their hands on them and pushed them and got to stay.
The two
She
women.
had an option. Well, so the one that initiated it got to stay, and then the other girl that was involved, she, I guess, had to choose, like, with her boyfriend. I forgot how it broke down, but I was upset about it because you put your hands on someone, you go home. What do you?
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that.
What are you trying to tell
I
people?
do too. I do too. I feel like I remember another, not this most recent season, Real World, where it was like they all had a house decision, and it was sort of up to them if they thought
I
they
do
felt
remember
threatened or
that.
not. I don't remember if there was a punch thrown but someone was sort of. I don't remember. We'll have to look it up, or if you're in the chat and you remember, I feel like it was Jordan and Johnny their season, like with. I don't know. We're gonna have to look it up, but that they sort of voted as a house. So maybe in
Well,
Hunter's brain, that was what was gonna go
Yeah, I was
down.
gonna say, what does that mean now for Hunter though? I mean, he's
He's
got
a Lone
bullseye, right?
Ranger.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying he can't win without Nelson. He can't do this game on his own, is what he's saying, which is kind of contradicting because when he does win a challenge, he's the first one to say, "None of you can beat me." So I don't
Yeah,
really
I
know
think-
the
Boast.
science
Right.
behind that.
Well, this is also a really interesting point in the game because CT, I think, touched on it at some point tonight. Like, I think it was CT. If you lose, you lose. Like, no one, alliances, this is the point where they're breaking down. Not that they're breaking down, but people, the numbers aren't there anymore. If you win, you win. If you lose, I think Hunter, I think if he stays strong and competes really well, he has a shot because people are going to lose their main alliances. They're all going to have to sort of restructure at this point.
I kind of disagree.
Soon.
I disagree. I think he's gonna have to stay strong and do well because otherwise
Right.
he's
I'm
gone.
saying if he
He's
stays
going
strong
all-
and does
right.
well,
has
if he
to.
can hang in there. No, I agree with
Yeah.
you. If he can hang in there through like 1 or 2 more eliminations, because 2 more guys, only the main strong guy. Well, it's Dario and Tony.
I mean, you still got a solid alliance with Jordan, CT, Bananas. I mean, Derek. Like, yeah, I mean, he's on his own. You know what I mean? So
But there's going to be instances where, I don't know, where they have to, it's going to fall. After 1 or 2, that's what I'm saying. 1 or 2 more if he could hang in there. And I think people realize that he's a good competitor. He's someone you want on your side. So that is going to come. If he can beat out,
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know,
gonna
but
have
I
to
think if he
perform.
can
Yeah.
I just don't
perform-
think his mental strength is there right now, considering he looked into the camera and said, I can't do this on my own. And plus, he was just breaking down the entire episode with his drama at home. I don't think he's in the right mental game.
he's not in a good position. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, at the end of the day, the dude's got an uphill battle. So
Yeah, he's done.
But-
he's
you think
going
so?
home. Look, the only way he's going to stay is if he wins every challenge,
Right.
so he's safe. And that's not going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. So he's out.
To play the devil's advocate, because I don't know what I think, though. I think Super Extreme Hunter was crying and needed, I'll leave right now. The same thing, like he looked at the camera and said, I can't do this alone. He might be like, but quitters never win and winners never quit. Like he could come back and, he's got a thing for everything. Like I'm
He will
showing
rise
him.
above.
So he might rise up. So yeah, he might. He might rise up. So he might.
hey,
I think
I
if
always
he
root
could
for the
hang
underdog. I
through-
do. I always root for the underdog.
Yeah,
but,
he's.
I mean, in this instance, I go for the vets, and and on that note, I like the fact that in this episode, CT kind of schooled Hunter a lot throughout this episode. There's moments where he kind
wise
of
CT.
he put him in his place, yeah, and I liked seeing that, which is also ironic because CT used to be that guy that was very
Right.
emotional, hot-headed, and so it was pretty ironic
Right.
to watch that, but to see his experience and to see a different side of him and totally just almost see how basically CT was, and now he's kind
Right.
of talking
Yes.
to him.
So
I
true.
enjoyed that. I actually really like that.
It was amazing as a vet viewer to see in everyone, but most particularly in this episode, how much and how incredible both CT and Derek have grown as humans, as dads,
Absolutely.
as mature, as just
It's
so
good to see them-
they're so great, turned into such great men from these
Yeah.
little
Well,
SH ed little
And it's good
guys
to
that
see
they
them
started
take
off as.
fatherhood on television so seriously.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like you have
No,
a thought
it
in your
is.
head and you just lost it.
I was going to say, opposed to,
Uh-oh.
let's all say it together now.
1, 2, 3. Tony. Yeah.
I mean, on that note, though, too, you could even see it at when they show them, out partying. You see CT, you see Bananas, you see those guys just hanging back. They're just low key doing their thing, and then you see it, then it cuts over to the newbies, and they're like fighting,
They're all
going
fighting.
off,
Yeah.
going crazy. and they're
That's
just
how
kinda
it
sitting back,
goes.
like, been there, done it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's with everyone.
Right.
When you mature and you get older, you're just you're not about the drama anymore. You've done it, you've seen it, you've been through it, and you're just like, all right, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
You let the kids take over,
Yeah.
create that drama.
Yep.
Well, who do you think they're gonna put in now? Now that
Good
Nelson's
question.
done.
I think CT is throwing in Dario. Just
Yeah.
because it's kind of the
Isn't he
easy go-to.
already
Oh, I'm sorry.
in?
Wait. He's
Yeah.
in the double cross, but I thought that he still has to pick who goes into the major elimination.
Yeah.
Oh, is
He's
Dario
not-
exempt from that? That's a good point. He might be exempt from that. If he's-
No, because isn't who they picked the for sure one?
Right.
Dario was just definitely a loser.
Right.
Meaning he's in the
Yeah,
pot
I didn't
to be,
like that. I think that you should perform, and that should determine if you're in or not, and other people based on
They
your
didn't get
performance.
picked. That
yeah,
shows-
I don't like that.
that shows
that
your
deal.
Yeah.
value.
I mean,
though.
it says something if you're not picked. Exactly. It means that nobody has faith in you as a competitor. So maybe you
Yeah.
should be in the bottom. But at the same time, yeah, give everybody a chance to prove themselves. Like maybe this was Dario's challenge. Who knows? He never got the chance.
Dario.
He's like the kicker on the team.
He has
just,
long legs.
It's like, come
Give
on.
the man a ball. Yeah. I agree. I think it's going to be Dario because he's just sort of coasted through, and even that was my thought with watching tonight. I'm like,
But they can't choose Dario because he's already.
no, he's not automatically the one. That's what we.
Oh.
He's just not able to be exempt. Like he's not. That's what we sort of thought, and then it was like, oh, okay, they're just for sure in the pool of
Losers,
people that are possibly going in. So they can pick Dario. I think they will pick Dario. He didn't compete. He hasn't done. CT was talking about how you can't just fly under the radar forever.
Nah, I think that
girls
would have
don't
based
care
on
about him.
performance. I can't blame Dario and throw him in something that he never even got to perform in.
Who do you got, Paulina?
Who do you got? Who do you got?
Who's left with the guys that I'm not?
That's
Tony
the thing. He's
screwed
not
up.
going to put in Bananas.
I
He's not going to
mean-
put in Leroy, Derek.
not CT.
Jordan?
No, he
doubt
performed
he
good.
would
You
do
can't put him in. You'd
Jordan.
be dumb. You'd be like
It's Tony or
suicidal.
Dario.
It's Tony
Oh,
or Dario.
Tony.
Yeah,
I
it's Tony.
forgot about Tony, guys. What is this? I completely
I
forgot
would
he was about
probably
him.
throw in Tony just because Dario,
loves
I believe
Tony.
he should have performed. I think everyone should perform. I think that was kind of a.
So you're going Dario.
I'm going Tony.
It's a very
Oh, you're
dodgeball-esque way
Yeah.
of picking who's gonna.
Right.
I think
go
Dario. I say
into
Dario because he hasn't done nothing. He hasn't. People are kind of like, and I agree with CT. It's kind of like we don't really. You haven't seen anything, dude. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And we pretty much already know that Veronica is being chosen by this winning blue team, right? I mean, they all kind of agreed Veronica has skated in their
Focused.
opinion, and that they didn't even want to see her in the challenge. They had no faith in her, so I
That's
think
it,
that
yeah.
They
they're
brought up
throwing her
Anissa
in.
too. I think Anissa
Yeah.
has a real shot of being the
Oh
person
yeah, I
that goes
probably
in.
would have picked Anissa over.
They said, like, I think CT said, I think she's like the worst athlete here. She just came back from redemption. I think she's got a big shot of going right back in there.
Who do you guys think? Who do you got in live chat?
I guess we're
No
all gonna have to
cheating.
find out next week. So don't forget to tweet us. We love hearing all the gossip that you've got. I don't have any gossip today, guys. I mean, maybe I'll have some next week based off what happened today. So don't forget to keep us posted. Let's go around the table. Let them know where they can find you.
David Christopher. Sorry, you can find me on Instagram at DavidPunkRockChristopher, and you can find me on Twitter at DPRChristopher.
And I am Pamela Gross. You can find me at Pamela Gross Joe all over the internet. That's the one. And thank you guys again. Yeah, tell us if you have any scoops, but no Vivio. But if you know who you think is going in.
Yes, Vivmo.
Okay, Vivio. No, we don't want to.
Vevmo. Why are
Vevmo.
we love this
I like
thing and we
Vevmo.
can't even pronounce it right?
Ve-
And
no,
why
isn't-
did you not use a country
Venmo, the money
accent?
thing?
That's
Why
Ven.
not? Oh, Venmo. I'm like, isn't one the money and one's the money
Tell 'em where
and
they can
one's the
find you,
news?
Jenna.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussier.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar and on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar. We'll see you guys next week.
Sorry.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.